Hello and welcome to not only the video but also this channel. This is a brand new channel that I've decided to make because I want to make platinum trophy videos. So I've decided to just pop it on a new channel and see how it goes. And I figured the best place to start with this channel is to show you all the platinum trophies that I have so far. So as you can see, I've got 23 at the minute, which is not that many. I'm going to be honest, it's not that many, but it makes me feel good. I've been getting platinums for a few years now. I've not got as many as I would have liked, but my first one, which we can see here, was Marvel's Spider-Man, which was in January 2019. And I feel like this is a lot of people's first platinum trophy, just because it's very, very easy. There's not much, there's nothing really grindy. You get most of the trophies by just playing the story. And then obviously there's a lot of collectibles, but they're all like pinpointed on the map. They're pretty easy to find because the game literally tells you where they are. The only thing I can think of that would probably give a little bit of challenge is the Taskmaster challenges. So you can see here, get spectacular or better in a Taskmaster bomb challenge. The bomb challenges, there are bombs counting down, and you have to basically destroy them before they go off. The combat challenges, you just have to, I think you just have to beat people up. I don't really remember. It's been a long time since I played this game. And the stealth challenges, you just have to take out a certain amount of enemies in stealth, like in a certain time. So you got like 2 minutes to take out all these enemies without being seen. And then drone challenges, I think, are like time trials. So you have to like fly through the different checkpoints. Platinum trophy, and it was quite easy. And it really kicked me off into wanting to get more. But it was quite a while before I got my next one. So this one was January 2019. We'll see my next one, my second platinum trophy. There's a big gap here. My second one was Fallout 4, which was the 31st of October 2019. So 9 months after my first one. But yeah, this one took me quite a long time. It's not necessarily a hard platinum. In fact, I'd say it's quite easy. There's just quite a lot you have to do. So I can't say how long it took me because I've got over 500 hours in this game, and obviously that's not accurate because I've played the game multiple times. You'll get a lot of trophies just by doing the main quests and obviously doing the side quests, and then there's a certain point where you have to pick a faction to side with, and depending on which faction you pick, you get a different ending. So you have to do like 4 different endings, but if you save at the right time, you can just reload your save and you don't have to play the whole game again, which is good. There's one trophy though that took me a very long time to get, which was, if we have a look, it was this one, Benevolent Leader. Reach maximum happiness in a large settlement. This one took me, well, we can see it took me 4 months from this platinum to, from this trophy to this one. It was very difficult. Basically, I read that Sanctuary Hills was a very good settlement to do this in, so I did that, and then I built this huge building for my guys to live in. I built a little market and everything, and it was just stuck on 96% for such a long time. So the only way I could fix it was just by loading up the game, sleeping for 24 hours, saving the game, sleeping again for 24 hours, and just like, keep sleeping for 24 hours until enough time passed, and it just eventually went up to 100%. So it was basically just me doing that for 4 months. As you can see, I stayed up till 3:49 a.m. to get that, and I was very committed. And that was my second platinum trophy. Then we go up to my third platinum trophy, which was Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. Very fun game. I used to play it a lot when I was a kid, so I saw it was on sale on PS4 a long time ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy it. And I did, and as with all the Lego games, as I'm sure we'll find out later, the Lego games are not difficult. All of them are basically the same. It's just complete all the missions and then complete them again in free play mode with all the characters. This game has a few miscellaneous ones where you have to pick certain characters for certain things, and obviously getting 100%. But you have to buy every version of Voldemort. You have to defeat Harry as Voldemort in the graveyard. There's quite a lot of just sort of miscellaneous trophies. Defeat 10 enemies with a Muggle character, freeze 20 enemies using Glacius. But yeah, they're quite easy, not that difficult. And you get like markers that show you where all the collectibles are, so it's really not that difficult to get. And it only took me, well, it feels like it took me a long time in hindsight, but Didn't really. Next up is, if we can find it, there's a big gap here, which is a little bit embarrassing. Spider-Man Miles Morales is my next one, which is quite a surprise. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this was more recent than it was, but no, it's December 2020, so there was, 9 months between Lego Harry Potter and this one. This one, again, very similar to the first Spider-Man, not difficult. You just have to beat the game, do a few miscellaneous combat trophies, get a 100-hit combo. That was a little bit difficult, but it's not too bad. If you're against a huge group of enemies, it's not too bad. But one thing for this game you do have to do is you have to beat the game on New Game Plus, which I think is right at the bottom. No, it's not. You have to beat the game at New Game Plus, which isn't too difficult. It's just a bit annoying. Although the game isn't that long, so it's not that hard to do, really. And next up is Astro's Playroom. So this is number 5. This game comes pre-installed on your PS5. It's actually a very, very fun game. It's basically a love letter to everything PlayStation. It's very, very fun. It's really short. It only took me like 5 hours, 4 hours. It's really fun. You basically just complete every level, collect all the coins. There's a few miscellaneous trophies you have to do in the hub world, like to get a bunch of robots following you, or to punch the PS2 and make the PlayStation logo go sideways. There's the trophies aren't really that difficult. They're quite easy, and it's also just a really, really fun game. And I feel like it's quite underrated. But yeah, it comes pre-installed on your PlayStation, so there's no reason not to get it, really. Okay, and next up is Control, which I feel like is a very underrated game from Remedy. It's really, really good. One of my favorite games. At least that I've played in recent years. It's not too much of a difficult trophy, much like my others. You have to basically just complete the story, complete side missions, collect more than 100,000 source, which is your currency, kill 1,000 enemies, your skill trees, obtaining different abilities, obtaining different weapons, things like that. It's pretty easy. And the DLC is fun too. I just haven't finished it all. I'll probably go back to it at some point. Okay, and I think it's number 7 is God of War, 2018's God of War. So I played it when it first came out, well, a little bit after it first came out, and then I went back to play it. I think it was when Ragnarok got announced, or it might have been slightly before Ragnarok was announced. I went back to play it again just because I missed it, and I wasn't missing too many trophies, but I decided to start a new game anyway. Yeah, it's a very, very fun game. There's a lot of collectibles to find, so you might need a guide for this one. It took me a little while. Most of the things you'll get anyway, but there's a few things like all the chests for your health and your rage, which might take a while to find, or there's like the treasure maps or the different notes and things, which also might take a while. The trophy that took me the longest would obviously be to beat the 9 Valkyries, to beat the Valkyrie Queen, which I thought I had a video for, but I don't. It must be the video for the Platinum. To beat the Valkyrie Queen took me a long time. It's a very difficult boss fight, and I'm not good at games, so that one took me a while. Next up is Days Gone, which I feel like is also a very underrated game. It's really, really fun. It's basically, for those who don't know, it's basically just a zombie game where you have a motorbike and you're like out in the wilderness of Oregon, I think it is, and there are like massive hordes of like hundreds of zombies, and it's just really fun. It's a really fun game. There's a lot of collectibles, but luckily you don't need to get them all. You only need to get, as it says there, 75% of them. Kill an enemy with each crossbow bolt, complete the story. I think there's a few side quests you have to do, complete a certain amount of skills, complete storylines. It's not that difficult, and it's actually really fun. Next up is The Last of Us Part 2, which is, I'll say, hands down my favourite game ever. So it was a pleasure to platinum this game. I've completed it 3 times now. I completed it once, and then I noticed I wasn't too far from getting the trophies, so I went back to replay it. I started a new game, and I just went through it. It's not too difficult. There's not much to do. There's a few collectibles and journal entries and things. Trading cards, that says here, workbenches, weapons, coins, safes. The only thing that you do have to do is you do have to do a partial second playthrough. You have to learn all player upgrades. I think that there's only enough points or whatever they are to upgrade a certain amount in one playthrough. So you have to start a new game plus and then use the points in that one as well, I think, to get the other ones. But Again, not that hard, and you don't need to do another full playthrough, you just have to do a partial playthrough, so pretty easy, and it was also just a really fun platinum from my favourite game. And that brings us to Infamous Second Son, which is a game I played, I think it was free on PS Plus quite a while ago. So I first played it, I think, back in 2017, and it's very, very similar in gameplay to Spider-Man and Miles Morales, where it's just collectibles on the map and crimes and things like that. It's not a very difficult platinum. You have to complete the game in expert difficulty, but the game isn't too difficult anyway, so that wasn't too hard. And as you can see, 5.5% of people have got it, which is quite high, so you know, it's not too difficult. It's a very good game though, and I would love another Infamous game. I really want to play the first Infamous games, but I don't have them. So if they were to make a remake, it would be very appreciated. Even just a remaster, I'd appreciate a remaster because they look really fun, and I loved it. Second Son, it'd be really good. Next up is Lego Harry Potter Years 5 to 7, closing off the bracket of the Lego Harry Potter games. Even though there's only 2 of them. This one is obviously very similar to Years 1 to 4. In terms of complete missions. In this one, there are trophies for each mission, or at least every few missions. Years 1 to 4 didn't have that. This one does. There's also a few miscellaneous trophies for like opening Weasley boxes with every Weasley character. 50% game completion. Not that difficult. Just, you know, unlock a bunch of characters, basically the same as the other one. Next up is Stray, which is a very, very good game. I really, really like it. Basically just cat simulator. It's brilliant. You get there's only 25 trophies, and the only one that really gave me problems was complete the Zerk pursuit without being caught. So this one, you have to run through like an alleyway of these guys called Zerks that jump on you, and their jumping patterns are very unpredictable, and if they touch you, you basically fail, and you have to restart if you want the trophy. And you can see a little bit on this video here, they sort of jump at you and you have to jump out of the way. That one took me probably about an hour to do, just because I'm not good at games, and it's quite a hard trophy. You also have to speed run the game. You have to complete the game in, I think, under 2 hours, and I got it in, I think, an hour and a half. So there's a lot of room for, yeah, here it is. Yeah, complete the game in less than 2 hours. I did it in like an hour and 33, I think, so not that difficult at all. Yeah, so defeat the game. Yeah, so complete the game in less than 2 hours. I did it like an hour and 33, so it's not that difficult, and there's a lot of room for mistakes, as I said. Next up is Last of Us Part 1, which obviously is a remake of the first game. Very, very good game, obviously. A very, very good remake. I loved it. I think most of the trophies are the same as the Last of Us Remastered, although I don't have the platinum for that one. I want to, but apparently the online trophies are a nightmare, so I don't really want to have to go through that. In this game, the DLC is coupled with the main game, so those trophies are also part of the platinum. Luckily, there's no difficulty trophies, there's no New Game Plus trophies. Basically, just complete the game, collect every collectible. There's a few missable trophies, like listening to all of Ellie's jokes and not giving Ellie a high five at one point that are missable, you know, things like that. Next up is Jedi Fallen Order, which I'm sure you've heard of. Not much to say about it, apart from the map system is shocking. The map is, I don't know if you can tell from this clip. Probably not, but there's the map is kind of like a hologram sort of top-down thing, and it's just terrible to. Maybe I'll pop a video on screen of what it's like, but it's sort of terrible to tell where you're going, so it takes like half an hour to get back to your ship from some places. Quite an easy platinum too. Basically just complete the main story, unlock all skills, discover collectibles, scan all enemy types. So if you defeat an enemy, you'll get a pop-up to scan them. Make sure you scan them, otherwise you'll lose track of which ones you're doing, like I did. Push 25 enemies over the bridge. Most of them will come just as you're playing, either through story or just by doing certain things in gameplay. But yeah, overall, quite a nice platinum, wasn't too difficult. Next up, God of War Ragnarok. This is obviously a sequel to God of War, 2018's God of War. 10.2% of people have this platinum, so it's very, very popular. I'd say it's easy, but there's a few boss battles you have to do that beat the shit out of me. So like battling King Hrolf was difficult for me because I'm not good at this game. It took me a long time. And then also I battled Gnar, is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. She's basically the Valkyrie Queen. Kill her, get a trophy. That was also very difficult. I feel like she was on level with the Valkyrie Queen from the other game in terms of difficulty. Again, complete collectibles. I feel like the collectibles in this one were easier to find than the last one, but I feel like that's only because maybe there's less of them, I think, so, or maybe I'm making that up, but I think there's less of them. Next up is Bug Snacks, which is a game that was free the month that PlayStation 5 came out, and I got it. And gonna be honest, my first impression of the game when I first saw like screenshots and when they first showed off the trailer, I was just, it looks a bit shit. It's basically Pokemon with food. Basically, it's really good though. Basically, just complete the main story, catch every species of Bug Snacks, stun them with your trip shot, send them flying by launching another Bug Snacks at it, watch all video diaries, things like that, collectibles, fully transform a Grumpus. So if you feed one of these guys some food, you can choose to turn a body part into some food, and once you change a guy's body parts completely, you'll get the trophy, obviously. There's DLC, but I haven't got that yet. I don't really know if I want to go back and play it because it's not really top of my priority list. Next is Carrion, which I don't know if I'm saying that. Carry on. I got this platinum the same day as I got Bug Snacks, 3rd of January. It's a really fun game. Not a very difficult platinum. Not a very difficult game. It only took me about 6 hours, I think, maybe to get this platinum. There's a few like collectibles to get, and there's a few like specific rooms you have to find your way into by like solving puzzles and things. It's not that difficult, but basically you're a test subject that's escaped, and you have to kill all the dudes, and you get different abilities and different power-ups and things, and it's quite fun. It's really fun actually, but not too much of a difficult platinum, which is fine. Next is Multiverses, which according to PSN profiles is actually my rarest trophy. It took me quite a while. Most of these you will just get while playing, so I played it in a party with a friend, kind of smashed out most of these trophies. The only one I kind of had trouble with was get 100 double ring outs, which is basically double kills. It took me a long time because it didn't count it right. According to the game, I had like 150, but the tracker on PlayStation didn't count them right, so I didn't get the trophy. And they're also just kind of hard to get. You have to line them up very well, and I'm not good at it. But we got it, so that's my rarest trophy, and it was also really fun. Next is Mortal Kombat 11, which did take me quite a while. I'm not good at fighting games, but luckily you don't really need to be. So just complete the story, complete 250 towers, 125 towers, complete 2 fatalities with every character, although there is one that took a while. Believe it or not, it was the tutorials. There we are. Complete all strategy tutorials. Was not easy. Basically you have to like complete a certain amount of combos that I'm not skilled enough to use anyway. I can't press the buttons in time, or press the wrong buttons or something like that. It took a long time, but yeah, very fun game, quite a fun platinum. Next up is Jedi Survivor, which obviously sequel to Fallen Order. It's very similar in terms of trophies. I think there's a few more trophies, and there's a few more specific trophies, like filling the aquarium, reach the highest point, complete all Jedi chambers, complete all holotax matches, which is like a hologram chess basically, with like stormtroopers and AT-ATs and different monsters and things as your pieces. A lot of them are story related. A lot of them are like miscellaneous combat, so attack 20 lifted enemies, slam 5 enemies with a single use of slam, explore caverns, execute 10 perfectly timed precision releases, which is like some skill related thing. I honestly don't remember. Rocket League, which was quite a easy platinum. It's also my longest platinum according to PSN profiles. I got the platinum in 6 years and 4 weeks, but I wasn't necessarily going for it. We can see here that I played the game back in 2016. Oh no, it must have been 2017. I got my first trophy, and then 2019. From 2019, there was a gap. But the only ones really that I had left to do were the single player ones. So to complete the regular season, win the season championship, and play against every team in the season, those were the single player trophies. I didn't know the game had a single player. It's kind of hidden in the play menu. But yeah, it does. You just play against bots basically. It's very easy. Very easy platinum. As I said, most of the trophies came as I was just playing the game, so I just decided to go for the last few anyway. Next up is Hogwarts Legacy, which is a fun game. I'll give it that. It's a fun game. one of the trophies, if I can find the trophy here, actually, one of the trophies was bugged. It was this trophy here, was bugged for like a month. It just, like, I had all the collections completed in the menu in the game, but the tracker on PlayStation said I was on like 590 out of 600 and something, and it just didn't go up. I'd already collected everything, so I just had to like submit a ticket on the support and just wait until they fixed it. I found a post on the forums with like 700 people all complaining that they their trophy was bugged, which, you know, felt bad. I thought maybe I wasn't gonna get the platinum, but after like a month or two, they fixed it. It was fine. Jesus, am I done with this game? You also have to do you have to complete the game fully on a playthrough, and then you have to do 3 other partial playthroughs to reach about 3 hours into the game as each house, which also took a long time, but, you know, I've moved on. Next up is Ghostwire Tokyo, which is a really good game, and I feel like it's quite an underlooked game. Basically, set in Japan, the population of Japan has mysteriously vanished due to some suspicious fog, and you, as Akito, are not dead because, I don't know, because you're just not. And you have the ghost of a detective, KK, in your brain, telling you where to go. He gives you powers. And you basically go around killing these like Slenderman looking dudes with umbrellas. They look pretty cool, and getting the platinum wasn't too difficult. There's a lot of collectibles, and there's like 400,000 spirits to collect, which you sort of collect like a few hundred at a time, and you can get prayer beads later on that, when you scan, they show you exactly where the next group of spirits are, so you don't really have to look for them, just follow the light and it'll tell you where to go. Still took a long time, and then you have to complete the main story after transferring at least 100% of the spirits. So when I first completed the main story, I think I was on about 50%, and then I did it again, but luckily you only have to do, like, after you complete the main story, it puts you like 2 story missions back, and you just have to do those 2 again, so it's not that difficult at all. That's it. Ghostwire Tokyo was my last platinum trophy, so there we are. That's 23. I kind of lost count there, but we've got, you'll see there's a lot of gaps. A few of those I will fill in at some point, like Untitled Goose Game. I only need 2 more trophies, and those are 2 speedrun trophies, which have like 7 minutes to do everything, and I'm not good at speedrunning things, so I don't know if I'll get that one, but I really hope I do. And then there's Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm really trying hard to love, but I'm not that into it. Like, it's fun, but I get bored very quickly, but I do want to get the platinum for it, so we're going to do that at some point. Wolfenstein New Order was on sale for like £2, and I played it on PC. I want the platinum. We're going to get that soon. Rayman Legends is one that I'm currently working on, and I'm actually pretty close to getting, although you have to do some daily challenges. Well, a lot of daily challenges, and according to PSN profiles, it can take from 1 month to 6 months, so we'll just see how that goes. Anyway, that's all of my platinum trophies, and that's the end of this video. I just feel like this was a good place to start as like a placeholder of where we're at before I attempt any more. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you still made it this far, leave a like, leave a comment. Go easy on me. This is my first time doing trophy content, so, you know, have a little bit of patience, please. But, you know, feel free to subscribe. Hopefully a new video coming soon. I'll see you all later. Bye.